Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Food Experience with yours truly, KJ Andy O. Today's experience, we're going to try to make a chocolate chip cookie type of cake thing in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven. First, I want to give a big thank you and shout out to Summer in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven group for sharing the recipe, and hopefully it works out well. I just got back from the store and purchased one of these pans that I'm going to use. They are 11 3/4 inches wide, okay, so it's almost the full 12 inches. What's really cool about these foil pans, it fits right in the rails of the Maxx. Like, check it out. Right? Just like that. There is no wobble or anything. There's no play. They're like made to go in this. Hopefully this pan is the right size though, because Summer didn't really list the size of the pan being used. So could be a hit, could be a miss, but let's go ahead and check it out. First thing we got to do is prepare some things, and here we go. First, I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of melted butter, a 1/3 cup of sugar, and 1 large egg, in addition to 2/3 of a cup brown sugar. Going to go ahead and lower the mixer, and I'm just going to put it on the first speed. And we're trying to wait for the butter to cream with the eggs and the sugar. Maybe kick it up a notch to the next speed. And I think that's looking pretty good. Also off camera, I'm going to go ahead and turn the Maxx on to regular oven mode and bake at 375 and just let it preheat. I've also gone ahead and heated up some water, and I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda to the water. Her instructions didn't say to use water, just to put the baking soda in. I found that on another website that uses a similar recipe. Now we're going to go ahead and add the baking soda and a couple tablespoons of water, hot water that is. Going to add 1 1/2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. Going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Really wish I could find my 1/2 teaspoon again. I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon twice. Also a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. She says to also use 2 to 3 teaspoons of vanilla. Now we're going to go ahead and mix it up again. As soon as everything is looking a little bit more combined, I'm going to add some chocolate chips. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And then you want to use 1 1/2 cups chocolate chips. I kind of did everything by weight, so hopefully this translates okay. And go ahead and let it mix some more. All right, everything's looking pretty combined. Let's go ahead and position it up. Of course, you're going to get some on your paddle. That's okay, just kind of scrape it off with a rubber spatula. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the bowl. I'm working with a very limited space, so let's go ahead and move that out of the way. Next, using some softened butter, I'm going to go ahead and grease this pan. That way, hopefully nothing sticks. If it does, no big deal. Talking cookies here, aren't we? Now we're going to go ahead and spread the dough inside of the pan and try to level it off. It's really super thick, folks. And I'm thinking maybe a smaller pan should have been used, but again, I'm not sure of the type of pan she used. So this is just a trial run. If it doesn't work out well, I'll have to do it again. So you just kind of want to spread it out as much as possible. Definitely looks like it's going to fit. Hopefully I have it even enough. There's a lot of chocolate chips in there, which is fine with me. I love chocolate chips. I'd say that's looking pretty good. Now let's go ahead and pop it in. Now I've gone ahead and preheated the Maxx at 375 degrees, and she says next what you want to do is drop it to 295 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and insert the pan. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 12 minutes. She says to let it go for 12 minutes, then to rotate the tray around. So I'll check right back with you. Okay, 12 minutes is up. Now what we want to do is go ahead and flip the tray around. Let's go ahead and put it back in. And we're going to go ahead and put it back in oven mode. Set it back at 295. And I'm going to go for 11 minutes. All right, 11 minutes is up. Now there's just one more step. We're going to go to air fry mode and leave it at 425. She recommends 2 minutes, but I know it's going to take a minute for the air fry function to get up to temperature. I'm going to set it on 4 and kind of keep an eye on it. Tell you one thing though, it smells really good in here. Hopefully it cooked all the way through. I'll find out in a minute or two. And I think we're doing this air fry bit to get the top layer just a little bit crunchy, crispy, you know? 2 minutes has passed, and that's how long she said to do it for. Let's take a look real quick. That's what I'm looking at. And I'm going to use a toothpick to check for doneness. I mean, it's not really leaving much residue, a little bit though. Let's go ahead and put it back in for another few minutes. Well, now I'm having a difficult time to get it back in the rails. It keeps wanting to fall down. Just in case, because I definitely don't want it to hit the elements. So I'm going to go ahead and put the wire rack in. Close the door, and we'll let it go another couple of minutes. Another couple of minutes has passed. I'm going to go ahead and remove it, but just as a side note, to prevent this from happening in the future, because the pan, after taking it in and out a couple times, it didn't really hold its shape. So I think next time I'm going to use the bake pan that comes with the Maxx. You know, it might be a little messier that way, possibly, but I know the pan's going to stay the same size all the time. Oh yeah, a little at the back kind of got a little extra toasty. That's okay. I kind of like my chocolate chip cookies to be like almost on that burnt side. I don't know what it is, but there's something just kind of satisfying about that. Let me show you what we're looking at. Okay, that's what we're looking at right now. And I realize in the camera, it looks a little bit darker than it does in real life. But I'm going to go ahead and test it one more time with a toothpick. Yeah, I mean, it really seems like it's done. I don't see much sticking to the toothpick. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to deviate from her instructions, and I'm going to add a little bit of flair right here. I'm going to put some caramel syrup on there, just to make it a little bit different. There we go. And I'm pretty sure you want to let this sit and kind of continue hardening a little bit. All right, what I'm going to do now is try to cut a little section of this out. Yeah, it's still a little bit warm, I will say. Oh man, ooey gooey though. I'll tell you what. I should have just went for this whole side. And what I think it needs now is some ice cream. I got some moose tracks right here. Love this stuff. Oh, that looks good. Welcome back, everybody. I got the chocolate chip cookie and the ice cream here. Let's take a taste test. Nice and crispy on the outside. Melted goodness inside. Let's go ahead and try it with the ice cream. Oh, that's good. Tell you what though, that caramel syrup I put on top, wow, that surely made a difference. I mean, I know what chocolate chip cookies taste like, and that just made it that much better, combined with the ice cream. It's definitely a hit. So big shout out and thank you again to Summer in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven group. Really appreciate the recipe. Also, I want everyone to know that sometimes I just take a chance and try things for the first time on video. And sometimes they come out fine, sometimes they don't. This definitely came out pretty dang good. And also, if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. What do you got to lose? I got a lot more good stuff coming up. And everybody else, feel free to leave a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys and interacting with you. So that about sums it up of this episode of Chocolate Chip Cookie Cake in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven. What a great experience it was. And with that said, gonna wish you all a stellar day. Be excellent. And most of all, remember me. I'm KJ Andio, your food experience host with the most. Y'all take care, and I'll see you later.